It's time for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts this morning. This is Kristin Odell with Grow with KLO, and I'm Tina Prigge with Vagabond Creative Studio. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas. I love that I wore green today and you wore red today. You're so cute.
Thank you. And the hat, I only thought to put it on because my hair was such a mess. I'm like, Christmas hat. So it's when costumes work in your favor.
I love it. You look very festive. I think it's great. And I just have to tell you guys, I have just been messaging with Santa. So we'll see if he pops through. We might have a special guest this morning.
Santa, I know him.
I know him.
Or did you mean this Santa?
I like her too. She's cute.
Wouldn't that be fun if she came down the chimney?
For sure.
Are you claustrophobic at all? Would that freak you out?
Yeah, I don't feel like I would enjoy that. Like the idea of have you ever been to Ledgeview Caves?
Oh, no.
It's over in the Chilton area, and there's a place where you have to crawl on your belly through the cave and get up and climb a ladder out. And I don't know if I would love that.
Right. I have had an experience like that, not at Ledgeview, but yeah, it makes you a little nervous. What if I get stuck going forward? If this narrows or anything, how do I back up? You end up having restricted movement of your arm. Yes, I get it.
That makes me feel a little panicky, but I'm not claustrophobic in an elevator, as an example. That would not bother me.
Right. Me too. One time we stopped at a roadside attraction, we were driving down to Florida, and in Tennessee or something, there's a cave system, Ruby Falls. So we're like, let's stop. And it was beautiful. It was super cool. And this elevator takes you way underground, and you experience these caves. But all of a sudden, midway through, I started getting a little panicky thinking, oh my God, we are so far underground. If anything happened to the electricity, we're out of luck, right? So I started getting, and I had to talk myself off that ledge in this cave.
Right. Oh,
Okay.
that sounds both exciting and a little scary.
Yeah. So it was perfectly fine. There was no reason to even worry. But my mind started thinking, oh, what if? Where's the emergency exit? So guess what, Kristin? I think I hear sleigh bells. I wish I had sound effects.
That's not it.
Ching, 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 ching. Guess who our special guest is today? Let's welcome to the show.
Oh, Santa!
Kristin, you didn't get the memo that we were wearing Santa hats today?
No. I just got the memo that I had to take my kids to school and things got a little behind today.
That happens.
And I was trying to be nice and not get on the naughty list this morning by yelling at my kids.
Santa, if my hair was as cool as Kristin's, I wouldn't have a hat on either. So.
Oh, it's a hat cover-up day.
Right. Santa, welcome to the show. It's so good to see you, especially this close to Christmas. You must be so busy.
We are busy. I'm in the basement up at the North Pole, getting all the toys ready, working with the owls, checking the lists, getting everything ready to get in the sleigh and fly around the world.
Awesome. So can you confirm, are our viewers on the nice list?
Some of them, yes. Don't choke, Kristin. Some of them are on the maybe.
How does that, when does the maybe list get decided? Is it a game time decision?
Yes, we go right until we leave on Christmas Eve. There's always opportunity for people we want people on the good list, to be honest. Mm-hmm. It hurts when you can't deliver presents around the world, but that's just the way it goes.
Santa, what's a big item here? What are you hearing from the kiddos? I know you've been doing lots of special events. What's the big item?
Plushmallows for the girls and Legos for the boys.
Okay.
Legos. Okay, tell us, what's a plushmallow?
It is a almost life-size stuffed squeezable buddy. I may not understand all the toys, as you know, but we try to deliver what people want.
Yeah.
They call it an emotional support stuffy, actually. So they can hug it and hold it, and they're large. So if you get a million of them on the sleigh gets a little crowded.
Yeah. I mean, they're not heavy, but they can be big.
Yes.
There is, Tina, there's some that are like 10 inches like this. And then there's some that are like 12 inches. And then there's some that are like 18 inches. And then, like Santa said, there's some that are like, you can carry it around like this.
Yes.
Wow.
And most of them have delivered are that size. They're the life-size Plushmallows. And it's like, okay.
The good news is they're not heavy.
No, they're not heavy at all. Legos are heavier than Plushmallows, but.
And they make
and as long as the Legos stay in the boxes,
Yes.
then you're okay. You just do not want to step on one of those.
No, you do not.
Kristen, are Plushmallows on your girls' lists at all?
Yeah, I think the official term for them is Squishmallows. Squishmallows?
Sure.
We have a number of them in our household already, but they always seem to be like on the birthday list, on the Christmas list. So yes.
Okay. So is that kind of this year's version of Pillow Pets? Do you remember Pillow Pets, Santa? You must have delivered hundreds of those back in the day.
Yes, it is the new souped up version of Pillow Pets.
Nice.
The thing about Squishmallows is they're like really soft, like velvety almost. It is like Santa said, a sensory thing.
Oh.
You know, the things with toys is technology helps them grow, and they repurpose themselves. Years ago when I started this, Legos were like houses and stuff, and now you're delivering Star Wars, and you're delivering Navy ships, and you're delivering helicopters at work, and I mean technology has brought the toy industry and Santa into this new realm, and you know there's all these toys now that not only are toys but help, like the Squishmallows are really there to support the youth and what they're going through, and you know, so as I don't like technology because I'm old school, obviously, you know, technology has helped. You know, so it's kind of cool to be a part of and watch everything grow.
Speaking of technology, does that help you plan your route and get ready for Christmas? Like I was just looking at the weather today, and where there was once snow predicted for like Friday going into Saturday, it seems like it's shifted to possibly today and tomorrow. And I was like, yay, Santa.
So I don't take much stock in the weathermen. I take much stock in what I know, and whether it's a blizzard or not, we're going to deliver toys. That's what we do. So, you know, if I have to put Rudolph on the front and we have to go rolling around, then that's what we do. You know, we have all contingencies covered now.
You do have a sled after all. That makes perfect sense.
Yes, we'd rather have a little snow. It's a lot easier to land on roofs when there's a little snow than, you know, when there's nothing. And we don't like, when I came to your Christmas parade, not going to lie, it was a little warm in the Manitowoc Two Rivers area.
Yeah, tell us about the Christmas parade. Did you have so much fun?
I did, and it was amazing. I always have the privilege of riding with whoever won your parade's best float last year. So this year it was Manti Dance, and I've just recently been told that next year it's Downtown Dance. So that's really cool. The dance moms are really kicking it in Manitowoc. But so that's really interesting. And this year Manitowoc had 82 floats, which made it the largest Christmas parade I was in, but also from what I was told, the largest Christmas parade in the state.
That's so cool.
Wow.
Even bigger than Appleton by 2 floats. I know. Manitowoc should be proud. They do a nice job.
So from where we were on the parade route, it looked like there were thousands of people lining the route. What was your perspective traveling the whole route?
So I've been in your parade now for a long time. And, you know, we had those COVID years where there was nobody. And it seems like even some of the visits I'm making, it seems like we have put COVID behind us. We are taking the precautions we need to take, but the parade route was full. I did a breakfast with Santa the first Saturday right after the parade, and I had 640 kids come see me. I mean, so I think we are trending towards more normality, if that's what you want to call it. But no, the parade was packed. When I turned the corner there by Bricks, the new Bricks restaurant, by the way, Manitowoc has come. It's so beautiful now, and there's so many new businesses. It's been amazing to be a part of this for as long as it is. But when I turn the corner there, it's packed, and it's always like sensory overload, even for Santa, because like you don't know where to wave, and you're moving around. And the other cool thing about the parade is they have the sensory area now. You know, we're talking about squishy mellows and all the things we're doing. You know, people don't get it, but if you have a child or an adult that has sensory overload, it's really nice to be able to go to the parade and see it, but not have all the bells and whistles and the sirens and all the lights, because that can throw them into a panic or be overwhelming for them. So, you know, it's really cool that Manitowoc has stepped up and gave them an opportunity to have a spot where they can feel safe.
I love it. And Santa, I've got this picture of you. This is from a number of years ago at the reception at the Rawest Art Museum, which I know those were canceled during COVID, but I heard that it happened again this year. Were you able to do that?
Yes, we restarted this year after 3 years. My sleigh was a little late, so I walked in and there were lines of kids waiting. So, and that again, it's really cool that we were able to do that. Thank you. But yes, and they serve cookies there, so they always have me at hello. Like I walk in the door and there's oodles of cookies, and so you know, if you throw cookies out, good chance I may come.
Santa, what's your favorite cookie?
All of them.
Come on, you have to have one that is your favorite.
My favorite are the ones that are decorated by the little kids that come when I come at night. I love sugar cookies, but you can tell the moms who put effort into and let the kids decorate, and the ones that the local grocery store makes, and that's not a bad thing. They're still good cookies. But when you stop in a house and a little person, or they're sitting by the fireplace, and they've been made, and they have a note. Those are the best. Those are heartwarming cookies.
That's beautiful.
And I eat a lot of cookies.
I just want to say, anyone that's watching live right now in the chat, if you want to ask Santa or mention what you'd like for Christmas, what you'd hope Santa brings you, put it in the chat right now, and we'll get it up here to Santa Claus.
I love it. So Santa, that picture that was just up, I don't feel like you've aged at all.
I know, it's amazing.
I have new glasses. That's the only thing. Those are kind of square. These are more round. But no, and a new suit. Mrs. Claus made me a new suit. But other than that, no, I'm still jolly and old.
Did you have to get bifocals, Santa?
Pardon?
Did you have to get bifocals?
No bifocals. I'm still good.
That's
It's
good.
the magic of Christmas, Kristin.
I know.
So Santa, you mentioned the Lakeshore Holiday Parade, and you mentioned who is going to be hosting you next year. I'm just going to put up a list of these winners really quick because they were just announced. So the best of parade was Downtown Dance Company. So that's who's going to host Santa next year. There were 3 Holiday Spirit Awards: Wisconsin Aluminum Foundry, Manti Dance, and Alliance Laundry Systems. And then 5 Judges' Choice: Chewy's, Broadwind Heavy Fabrications, Canine Perfection, 920 CBD, and Just Orthodontics. Congratulations to all those winners.
And who has Mrs. Claus next year? Is it Just Orthodontics?
I don't know. Did they already choose? So what they do is they take the 5 Judges' Choice winners, put them in a hat, maybe Santa's hat, and they choose one out. Did they do that already?
I don't know. It could be. I mean, you know, one of the cool things about your parade is when I leave the RAR West, I always get dropped off at the front of the parade, because otherwise I don't get to see your parade. So I get to walk the parade in reverse, and I get to see all the cool floats, and I get to spend time with the kids and the moms and the dads, and just kind of take in your holiday parade. And this year it was amazing. I mean, number one, 82 floats puts me further back down the road than I normally am, but I'm sorry. There were some great floats this year. And it's cool to see that people put effort into it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Santa, there's a message for you from Shelley Harms. She says, I remember when you and Alfina stopped at our house for a personal visit years ago. My daughter still remembers that. Aw.
That's cool. You know, it is amazing. Last year when I jumped off a float, there was a father waiting at the float for me, and he said, I know this is embarrassing, but you took a picture with my daughter when she was 2, and I kind of want to create it. Would you take a picture with my daughter? And she's now 20 something years old. And she's embarrassed. She doesn't want, she's like, Dad. And I'm like, well, that's, so it's really cool to see the progression. I have kids that sat on my lap bringing kids now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really cool to see how things go. But yeah, no, like I came to your family one year, and the memories that we create are really cool. And I still, in my little closet's getting full, but I have every note, every picture, everything that was ever given to me, every one. I mean, and it's by year, so I mean, there's a lot in that closet. Let me tell you. We have them separated by year, and last 2 years it was kind of lean. There was a lot more mail than handwritten or pictures, and this year it's going to be a banner year this year.
And how amazing that. Well, first of all, I just want to say, Shelley said it was an annual tradition to visit you at the RAR, and so that makes me think that. You getting to see the generations, right? Like kids who then grow up and now they're bringing kids. Do you find similarities between the parents and their children? If the parents are on the nice list, do the kids typically end up on the nice list? Is there?
It's actually kind of the opposite. The ones who are good criminals, and I'll just say it like that, their kids they usually have one kid that mimics them. So they have all kids in their hearts are great, but you always have that middle kid or that jokester that thinks it's funny, that doesn't want to sit on Santa's lap. And as you two know, I have a rule that you don't get a present if you don't sit on my lap, if it's a personal visit. I don't care if you're 8, 82, 47, you have to sit on Santa's lap. And and then you get a chance to talk to them face to face. But no, kids and parents, especially around me, are really good. They tend to be on their best behavior.
Hey, Tina, do you think we could go pro Santa next year for the parade so that we could get the Santa perspective?
I love that idea.
Like that is a cool idea. And you guys, Coolest live stream, doesn't live stream it, replays the parade. And that's actually how I usually watch it after I get back to the North Pole. I usually put it up on the Coolest Coast, and then I can see everything, and I get a better view of what it looked like in motion.
Yeah.
Nice. And did you notice that there were a couple of floats that had snow this year? I thought that was such a cool effect.
So this is a funny story, but Mrs. Claus had to walk the last couple of blocks. Did you know that?
No, what happened?
The float she was on had a malfunction.
That cool train? Oh no.
Yes, had a little malfunction. So she ended up having to get off by the Four Corners churches there in Manitowoc for you, and had to walk the rest of the parade. Because as we went by, I saw her float over to the side. I'm like, oh
no.
Tina,
not that walking hurts any of us.
Yeah, that was one of the 2 that got pushed up the hill there.
Yeah.
2 got pushed up the hill? Because Kristin has a bunch of guys that need to be on the nice list for sure. Tell that story, Kristin.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think what float it was. Did we ever figure it out? It was an old-time truck clunked out by the Quick Trip on 8th Street. And my hubby Doug and a group of guys ran out on the street, and they pushed it all the way up to the hill to the Four Corners parking lot and pushed it over. And so that was one, and Mrs. Claus's train was the second one that got. There just must have been something about that spot this year.
A hill. But isn't that beautiful, Santa? I love that guys just came out of the crowd when needed, pitched in, pushed a truck. That's so heartwarming. That's a real sign of community, I think.
Manitowoc's always had that, though. I mean, I go to a lot of communities, and there are some communities they would just leave it and go around. Not gonna lie.
We are so lucky.
We are so lucky.
You do have a great community there in Manitowoc.
Nice. And Santa, I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to put this up, and we need to know that Kristin's mom is on the nice list, because look at this angel food. This is like a sign of perfection. And I don't know, maybe there'll be some waiting for you under her Christmas tree.
Yes, there better be.
Tina, do you have the other picture that she took a top down? It almost looks like the Mars planet or something. Look at that.
Yes. The craters on the moon.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you guys, Tina and I were talking about, we call this angel food. Tina, did you call it sponge candy?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Well,
Somebody might have.
Isn't that like the filling they put in those chocolate covered ones?
Yes.
Yeah, these will get chocolate covered.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So she's been waiting patiently for a clear, sunny day, and she finally got it yesterday afternoon.
Nice.
Apparently the weather matters, Santa. Like the barometric pressure has to be a certain place, and it's supposed to be sunny. So I tried making it twice this year, and the first time just completely failed. And then the second time it was passable, but it was definitely not this. This is perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you see how high it is over the pan?
Yeah.
That looks good.
So then it's real crunchy, and it'll get broken into little squares and then dipped in chocolate, and that's what you'll get on Christmas Eve.
Yes, I think some people call that angel something. Yes.
Yeah.
Angel food, yeah, or fairy food.
Bernstein's in Manitowoc makes a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But they make good everything.
So does my mom.
I haven't had your mom's yet.
Okay. We'll see.
I'll expect a little piece underneath.
I'll work on that, Santa. I'll make sure she knows. If she's not watching, she's usually watching.
We should have a taste test, a fairy food taste test. That'd be fun.
I love it. Speaking of taste tests, Tina, you delivered some peanut butter balls to my house that were amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I make them every year, and this year I've made a number of batches, and that batch is the best I've ever made. That's not only my opinion, but everyone that's had one now has said that. So yay.
They were so good.
And just a little plug for this. Tonight is the community dinner at First Presbyterian.
Yes.
I was invited, so I will be there around 5:00. They're going to have they are going back inside this year, which is amazing. And they're going to have a auto pickup. So I will be bouncing between both of them just to make sure. And I would assume, like last year, we will have gifts for the little kiddos. And so if you need a meal and you're struggling right now, that's a great place to stop in. They also just opened up the warming room, or is it called the warming room?
Warming shelter.
Warming shelter.
Yes.
And that just some really cool things coming for community love in Manitowoc that I've been noticing, because I have a beat on the world, you know.
Yeah. So Santa, when is that dinner? Is that tonight?
That's tonight.
Okay. Yeah. And what time?
I believe.
I got you that, Santa. I'm looking right now.
Otherwise, Pastor Sauer just texted me this morning. So.
And what's cool is Pastor Sauer was the honorary parade marshal for this year's holiday parade. And
yes,
partially,
I called him the king of the parade.
Yes, Presbyterian Church. It's tonight. It starts at 5:30. They have dinner, Christmas music, surprise for the kiddos. They're taking cash donations to help with those dinners. And like Santa said, they're doing in-house. You can sit inside to eat, or they've been doing auto pickup. So you can also do drive-through pickup for the dinner. So, yep. Drive-through starts at 5:30 and dine-in starts at 6 p.m.
Beautiful.
And they usually have a chair set up for me that I can sit inside and take pictures, and I can go outside. And I like being outside. It's a little cooler, which is cool with me. And you've had nice weather, by the way. Even today, 7 degrees is still nice weather. So We'll spend some time outside, making sure that the kiddos that pull up in the car get some love, and we'll head inside, take some pictures today.
Yeah.
Well, Santa, I hope that you have safe travels as you, circumnavigate the world delivering gifts. And I hope that you have good weather. I really appreciate that you took the time this close to the holidays to join us for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. This has been awesome.
Well, Merry Christmas to both of you and your families. You can stop teak from growing, by the way. I have pictures of teak on my lap as a young man, like actually little, and now he's bigger than Santa.
Yeah, I think there's a picture where you're actually holding him, and that would never happen today.
No, I could sit on Teak's lap.
Yeah.
Maybe you should try to recreate that, Tina.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, let me hold Teak. We'd have to, like, outside of the picture, put some extra supports up for.
I love it. I love it.
Well, thank you so much, Santa. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's this weekend.
This weekend. All right. Merry Christmas to everyone who's watching. Hope you have a happy and safe holiday. Thank you so much for joining us here on Coffee with Kristin and Tina. I'm Tina Prigge. This is Kristin Odell, and this guy is Santa Claus.
We love you, Santa.
We love you, Santa.
Merry Christmas to you and your families.